Hello and welcome to another edition of Droppin Baums with me, your host, Corey Baumeister. As always, brought to you by the lovely folks over at StarCityGames.com. All right, so Pioneer got a huge shakeup, and you know what that means. Y'all have heard me say this again, but it's Christmas all over again, and it's actually becoming Christmas as well. So maybe bad timing here on that saying, but the world of Pioneer is wide open again with the bans of Once Upon a Time, Field of the Dead, and Smuggler's Copter. And I think this is a perfect time for white-based vehicle decks to kind of shine again. And obviously, I know we're losing one of our best, if not the best vehicle ever printed in the form of Smuggler's Copter. But I really want to abuse the power of Heart of Kirin. And you're seeing a full 4 copies to really go well with the Royal Scions, Gideon, and Teferi Time Reveler. We're kind of also a Jeskai Super Friends list that's also focusing on some artifact synergies. The deck is a ton of fun. Y'all can fast forward to any of the matches if you feel. Don't fast forward too far to the deck tech if you don't want spoilers, because I do talk about my matches as well as how the games went specifically. But enough of me talking. Let's get to the games here with Jeskai vehicles. See you there. All right, and welcome to round 1 here with Jeskai vehicles, I guess we can still call it. So that is the whole point, is for it to be a Heart of Kirin deck. So we won the die roll here. Only 1 land. This hand is really good even with 2 lands, but a little risky with 1. Now we can go Bomat into Bomat, but we're really relying on drawing another land here. I think this is just a mulligan here. A little too risky. We'll keep this one though. This one's great. This one's great. We can get rid of one of the hollowed fountains, I think, and then just go 1 drop for days. We'll be able to restock with clues, so we'll go like Toolcraft into Bomat into Inspector. Then this thing will actually get first strike pretty quickly here, and we'll try to close it out that way, and then hopefully draw into one of our Planeswalkers. There is some consideration to getting rid of a Toolcraft. That's reasonable. But we are going to keep and just put a land on bottom, because if we draw another land, that should be fine. But we're definitely not getting rid of either Bomat or Toolcraft. Toolcraft being kind of our best engine here. And we'll see what's up. We'll wish our opponent good luck. And let it go. All right, so I hope this deck is good. Of course, everything is uncertain in this new Pioneer world, but I think white-based vehicle decks is something that's going to gain a lot of help with the bannings. All right, so we're going to take 2 and play a Toolcraft. All right, this is going to be fun. And Bomat is just so good at refilling your hands. Blood Crypt. All right, they're probably going to take Bomi. Bomat's actually really good right here just at restocking. But you know what? We're going to have 5 power and play on turn 2. Can't beat that. I mean, that's what most decks build their whole deck around to do, like Experimental 1 into Winding Constrictor or something like that. All right, Gideon, now we got a plan. We're going to sack clues until we get to Gideon. Hope they don't have a blast zone or something. All right, attack for 3. Say go. Now, we can't get too clue happy here because we will not be able to pump this. All right, a Grixis control deck. Well, I mean, we got a fast clock here. Wow, I think we're just pressing the advantage here. Yeah, okay, so this is 5, puts them to 8. We're just presenting lethal? They just have to deal with a creature now or they're dead? All right. I'm about that. Here comes Cry the Carnarium. Let's go. No Cry, please. I mean, we're putting on a ton of pressure here. Through a Thoughtseize even. Okay, going to 6. No Cry. I don't know if it plays Cry. Of course, we don't know what any of these decks play, but could be like Kolaghan's Command. Okay, that makes sense. But we can still just bring back Scrounger now. So that's what we're going to do. Gonna attack for 2. Still presenting lethal with the Scrounger now. Force him to have more stuff. Scrap Heap Scrounger is a hell of a magic card. Now, one thing we don't want to see is like a Kalitas or something. That would be probably too much to come back from. Maybe we could play Gideon and sure that would be fine, but that'd be rough. They do only have 3 cards here. They get to free look off his Kanto, which is decent. But, ooh, did they keep this one? Uh-oh. Fabled Passage. Kalitas is like the exact thing that a Grixis control deck is going to want too, so this is terrifying. Don't do it. Or at least if they do it, let us top deck Teferi. Okay. That is quite good. We'll just discard. We'll bring back Scrounger. Now let's top deck a Teferi. That would be nice. Alright, so we do still win in 2 turns through this. They have to have something else, but of course every powerful play they play here is another step closer to us getting wrecked. Now, there is some thought to sacking a clue and sacrificing that, but I'd rather just present lethal if we were to top deck. God, even Royal Scions or Teferi would just be busted right now. Any of our 3-drop Planeswalkers. Scrounger, we'll bring that back. 3-drop Planeswalker! No, but we can sack a clue. Maybe we don't want to in case they have another one. We know what we want to do next turn. Is there any 2-mana thing that we really need to do? We're going to take a quick peek at the deck here just to get a refresher. So a Braid wouldn't do it. Yeah, nothing really that we can get for 2 mana. So we're just going to get in there. And then we'll take 2 at the Foundry. And then we'll bring back Scrounger again because they have to block Scrounger here. Then it just comes back. Okay. Take 2 and say go. So now, like, all they need is anything to stay alive. Like, anything to deal with a 1-2. So I have a good feeling, or a bad feeling, I should say. But we do get 2 draws at something to push through our advantage. Ritual of Soot. Okay. Well, now they can't attack with Nicol Bolas, so that's not that big of a deal. Okay. So now we will sack a clue. And that's game! Let's go! Let's go! Scrap Heap Scrounger, y'all forget? Y'all forget how messed up this magic card was? Teferi. Yeah, let's go. Okay, Grixis Control. Spell Pierce looks nice. I like that. A Braid looks abysmally bad. We'll go with Negate. That's about all we got here. Solemnity, not going to do anything. Deck and Stone Lyra, not great. So we'll just take out one more magic card here. And what do we want it to be? Probably a Heart of Kiran or Pia. I could see Pia not being great. Just Heart of Kiran still has to be dealt with, and it's a pretty sticky threat for him. So yeah, let's take out a Pia. Pia's just a little clunky. And now, once again, I want to prefix with this. I made this deck. So the sideboard, of course, is not going to be perfect, because we don't know exactly what we're trying to build against. So that's just the kind of the struggle here. I think we keep this. It's not insane or anything, but Toolcraft or Thraben Inspector is a heck of a magic card. All right, Royal Scions. This hand's shaping up, actually. So we're going to go like this. The Inspector Gadget. Da-na-na-na-na. Inspector Gadget. Okay, nothing, huh? All right. Well, I think we're just going to have a negate or clue token. Kind of turn, I should say. We don't want to play an Inspector. It's not very mana efficient, so we just want to either sack a clue or negate something. And if we were to play something, maybe they cry next turn or something. Cry the Carnarium. Not cry because of our spells being so good. Okay. So now we're going to sack this clue. All right. We're just gonna attack for 1 here. I'm just gonna loot. I'm gonna play this Royal Scions, but I'm just gonna loot. Because they can't counter it. Of course, they can destroy it with some effect, but they'd have to have like Bedevil or Murderous Rider or something like that. So we're going to draw a card, discard. Yeah, that's great. We're going to discard this Canal. And then we'll say go. Now, a Gideon, or I mean a Nicol Bolas here we don't love. We don't love it, believe it or not. We don't love it. Don't do it. I think they're going to do it. Oh, Kalitas. That's actually not as bad this time. So we're going to start with a draw discard. Now, I'm going to discard this Steam Vents here. Then we're going to just play a Gideon. Make a token. Say go, and this is non-token, so that is, you know, pretty effective here. We really don't have a good answer for Kalitas. That I guess we did have Deccan Stones. We should have brought Deccan Stone in for sure, now that I think about it. Okay. This is only 3, so not that big of a deal. Now they got to worry about Royal Scions attacking this, so we're gonna hold back here now. Going to get in. Bold. Now we have a plan. We are just going to defend and let Royal Scions kill Kalitas. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's draw a card. All we got to do is defend it this turn, too. All right. Let's make it 2-2. I'm going to play a Thraben. Might even be a little risky even to play this card. And then we're just going to say go. Yeah, I actually regret playing Thraben Inspector here, but I think we should be all right to ultimate this Royal Scion. Just deal 8 damage to Kalitas. Sure. Draw 4 cards. Okay. Yeah, definitely bringing in Deccan Stone if it does come to a game 3. Now they're like, oh, wait, I didn't read that Royal Scions card. That looks bad. But Devil with negate backup? Please no. All right, end step, we will crack a clue. All right, ultimate. Okay. We're going to try to kill Kalitas. All right. We got 10 magic cards in hand. No big deal. Now, what do we want to do? I definitely want to leave negate up. I want to play Heart of Kirin. And that's about all I want to do for sure. So maybe I just attack with 1 Bomat, play a Heart of Kirin, play a land. That gets me down to 7 cards. And attack with Gideon. I like it. We're going to start for sure with a Bomat. We're going to tick up Gideon. Going to get in there. Hiya. We're going to play a Heart of Kirin. Do we care about that? I guess. Heart of Kirin's really good right now, so we are going to care about that. Negate. Play an Inspiring Vantage. Okay, take 3. Play a Vantage, say go. Now our hand is not that great for just drawing 5 cards last turn, but I mean, I still think this should be enough. Another Kalitas. Ooh, we get to do a cool little play here, but it could backfire. Is animating it twice. Then if they have rituals, so it's a little worse for us. But the murderous rider side of this is actually quite annoying, so we're gonna risk it. And if they have it, they have it. But we'll fizzle that spell. I was gonna say, dang it, punished. All right, now let's just discard a land. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo, hello. I kind of wish I had that land, but we will go with a Teferi. We will return this. That's great. Now, I think we can safely crew here. Now, we're going to play a Scrounger anyways, so let's go with Scrounger. Bomat. I'm going all in here. If they have the Wrath, that's fine, because we still get Heart of Kirin, and very likely they didn't have it last turn because they would have wanted to kill Heart of Kirin. So we're going to attack here, get a bunch of cards, and now if they just go Nicol Bolas again, we get to Teferi it again. Now if they have Ritual Set and Nicol Bolas, we got ourselves a game, but not even that big of one. Like, honestly, we're still ahead even if they have those two cards. It'd be less cool, but we'd still be sitting pretty good. So we'll discard a Scrounger, and we don't have we don't have a way to bring it back yet. But, you know, maybe we even should have like a Mana Confluence or something, like an additional land. Oh, that's kind of brutal. And we have a lot of great cards. I think Gideon is just lethal, though. Or Teferi. Like, I think Gideon or Teferi is lethal here, so I think they're just dead. I didn't do the math, but Gideon, Emblem. Yeah, because we can take a counter off Teferi. They could block this. They take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they're taking 10 damage on board. On board, 10 damage. GG. Oh my god. Did we break it? High score? One thing that I wish maybe these negates were is disdainful strokes. Now, of course, that's in this matchup. So, and by the end of this, I'm going to look back a month from now and be like, oh my god, I didn't play this card in my deck, or I did play this card. You know, I mean, everything's so uncertain that it's kind of hard to tell right now. All right, so we'll go like this. Wait. Okay, Gideon. Emblem. Crew. Haha, they just wanted to see if we saw the line. I love it. I love it. All right, everyone, that's round one going to us in pretty embarrassingly easy fashion, I will say. Oh man, did they discard a Scarab God? Oh, hell yeah. I like what our opponent was doing as well, but our deck really came together. It looked really good so far. We got 2 more rounds to tell if it was a fluke or if it's going to be a nice little deck we built. We'll see you there in the next round. And welcome to round 2 here with Jeskai Vehicle Super Friends, let's call it. I mean, there's a lot of Planeswalkers too, but whatever. Okay, so this hand, 5 lands is just too many. We don't have anything that costs 5. I think we're already at a mulligan with just one of these lands being gone, so I think this is kind of an easy mulligan. Now this hand's great. Heart of Kirin into the Royal Scions is absolutely insane. So we're going to keep this. We're going to get rid of one of our redundant Gideons here. And hopefully we can go to town with this one. All right, God, I hope we can live the dream of 2, 3, 4 here. Heart of Kirin into Royal Scions into Gideon. That's why we drew it up. Okay. Port Town, revealing an island. Teferi, not bad. So we're going to start with this Hallowed Fountain tapped. We'll play the other 2 lands in succession. And not take any damage. So pretty sweet hand so far. Good? We don't know. Sweet? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so blue-white flash, I would assume this is. Alrighty then. Heart of Kirin coming. And now, whichever Planeswalker we have next, I'm very terrified of a Spell Queller, either way. Play something. Play something. And they know we have to play in with a Heart of Kirin here. This is just an obvious Spell Queller, I would imagine. And we have to play into it. Let's play the Royal Scions. Maybe we can get him with the Teferi. No. What a fun police. Straight fun police. Yeah, this deck didn't really get hit too much with the Smuggler's Copter. I mean, it lost Copter, but that's about it. So here I think we try to jam Gideon, since we have another one. Gideon. Another one? Okay, well, it's going to be a little bit of a house of cards. Like, it's all going to come tumbling down if we do resolve this Teferi. And next turn, we just have to go for it. Plain and simple. Because otherwise, we're just taking too much. Even Gideon is not good enough next turn, so we just have to go with the Teferi. And hope for the best. Okay. We can try to play this first. But now we have to play Teferi. One time! Are you kidding me? What a tilt. Wow. Okay. You don't beat that, I guess. Here's where I would love Mystical Dispute. But we do have a Braid for it, so that's not bad. Spell Pierce and Negate, both not great. But Magma Spray, not bad against this deck. Lyra actually seems quite good. They probably don't have great answers to it. So let's try this. What don't we like? Pia doesn't seem great once again. And honestly, Gideon we could probably trim on. For like one of these. Let's try this. Yeah, that was kind of a tilt. What can you really do there? Just triple Spell Queller. I mean, if we resolve that Teferi, we get to get back like the Royal Scions or something. And just, you know, deal with two of them, or deal with one of them, and then have Heart of Kirin to block. So I think we would have been set then. Maybe we take out a Heart of Kirin here. Nah, on the play, they're a lot better. All right, we would love to go first. Now we draw two Heart of Kirins, of course. This isn't great, but I think it's good enough to keep. We'll hope this Bomat just gets a little outrageous. Oh, that game was a tilt, y'all. That game was a tilt. All right, we will go with Bomat. Sego. All right, a land there, not bad at all. We're going to get in there with Bomat. All right, and then Heart of Kirin. Now, need some help from Heart of Kirin, of course, but wow. Didn't even try to block Bomat. Interesting. This could definitely be like a blue-white Spirits deck. Yeah, interesting. Doesn't want to block now, and you know what? I don't know if I necessarily want to attack. I mean, our hand is not good. Could go land and attack and try to abrade it. All right, we're going to try that. And if it doesn't work, we just might have to sacrifice our hand. All right, we're going to try this. This could end badly for us. But I think 3 new cards are better than the 3 cards we have. Now, if they got like Rattle Chain or something there, that would be quite the tea, but all right. So as it stands, we just get to connect. And most importantly, just get another card. That we don't care about. I think I would have disliked that more on Bomat, but I mean, on Bomat, you just get to... Okay. Now, I mean, how do we best play around Spell Queller here? think we just play a Heart of Kirin, and they might likely just Spell Queller this, but we don't really care about it. Now we're going to play a Toolcraft. Okay. Now do we want to trade 4 cards for Lyra? That's all it really boils down to. And I kind of think so. Because if we tap out for Lyra, no blocks. Okay. Okay. This could backfire if we don't sacrifice this, but if we draw a land, we might just go Lyra, try to equip Heart of Kirin and get in there. So Lyra's got to be a little hard for them to deal with. They have Brazen Borrowers, which we see, but pretty hard to not want to do this right now. All right, we're trying it. Could backfire on us, of course, but here comes Lyra. Spell Queller that. I think I'd rather get in some damage here. Nah, I think I would rather play defense. We're just going to say... I mean, how likely is it that it's getting bounced? Probably pretty high. And if it doesn't get bounced, I think we just win the game. So it's probably just free damage. We're going to crew. I don't think we're going to attack with Baumeister, though. All right. We shall see how this all works. Love that. Love that. Could have like Deck and Stone, but if they have Deck and Stone, like both are great targets, but Lyra is like game over, so I think they'd have to choose Lyra. Hopefully they're just thinking to themselves, how on earth do I beat this Lyra? Okay. Wow. Kind of just want to sack Baumeister now. Now we're gonna connect first. Because they could play a play like Brazen Borrower Bounce with Baumeister trigger on the stack. And then that gets to be quite bad. I want to see the life gain first. Yep, and good thing we didn't do that. We would have been blown out. Okay. Have him take 1. Just going to replay it. Sego. Now we have Lyra and Heart of Kirin back on defense. Okay, so this looks like just Selfless and Brazen. I want to just sack Baumeister now, but once again, we fall into the trap of Brazen Borrower here. If they have a third one, I think I just have to risk it because I really want a Planeswalker or something. So we're going to go for it. Okay. So that's pretty good. Okay, maybe Baumeister doesn't work the same way. You discard your hand right away, so I don't think they can do that trick. Maybe I was wrong on that. Okay. Well, now they could have a Spell Queller for our Gideon. But I think we just have to go for it. Yeah, we're just going to go for it. And at least we get to Magma Spray the Selfless Spirit if they do have it. And then just say go, because that our combat will be futile this turn. Oh. Okay. Well, in that case, I think I want to attack here with Lyra. All right, we're gonna attack because if they try to get Froggy now, they can like block Selfless Spirit and sack it. Or they could like block with Spell Queller and Brazen Borrower and then try to sack Selfless Spirit, and then we can really get them. Yeah, we have first strike, so they have to do this right away. All right, Magma Spray, Brazen Borrower. Okay, so this will resolve, but we're going to gain the life. All right, that was a good exchange for us. Dovin's Veto was a lot better than another Queller. Curious Obsession, cool. I like their deck. Okay, we're going to go with a Baumeister. Get in there. We're going to go for the race here. Well, I do think, well, maybe this is the turn to hold back. Because they do have to attack. And then we get that Curious Obsession off there. I think we just try to get them dead. Rattle Chains. Okay. Okay. Sure. See what they want to do here. I think I trade here. Obviously, depending on what they do. Yeah, they're going to sack. Makes sense. That's pretty good against us, I have to say. We need something. Ew. That was pretty brutal. Just needed to draw anything there to crew this Hardicurin. Alright, now we got a game. Any of our Planeswalkers would have been insane. Might have to hold back next turn. I really like their deck, though. It's pretty cool. Curious Obsession coming back. Okay, makes sense that they want to get in there because they could just Brazen Borrower and Chump Block if they really needed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We have to just say go. We have drawn quite bad. Okay. Yeah. So now they're in a tough spot. Now their Curious Obsession is going to fall off unless they chump attack. But if they chump attack, I'm going to gain a lot of life. So it's likely their Curious Obsession is just going to fall. And then maybe we can get back to attacking next turn. Yep. So there goes that. Wow. All right, I guess we do have 4 of them, but we drew all 4. Now we have to attack. So they can take 5, or they can, yeah, so they can take 5, play this, and then we're getting low, but we're not going to beat a Spectral Sailor just drawing cards, so. And we lose to just a Selfless Spirit here. Okay. Now we lose to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we lose to another Brazen Borrower, but we already lost to that. Now they have a choice between either Brazen or Spectral Sailor, hopefully is their only choice here. And then hopefully we can get them into Chump Block mode. For how bad we drew, Lyra is really doing some hard carrying. That card is quite strong. Okay. Okay. Or if they have a card that pumps their spirits, we're probably dead. Not probably, we are dead. Okay. I would love to force a game 3 here. Ew. Yeah. That gets us. Lame. There was stuff that did things. All right, we got tempoed out game 1, and we had a really close second game, but blue-white birds got us in the end. So let's try to salvage up our third and final match, and at least try to get a 2-1 here with Jeskai vehicles. See you there. And welcome to our third and final round here with Jeskai vehicles. All right, we're on the draw, which is unfortunate, but this hand is nice. We got a 1-drop and a 2-drop into one of our 3-mana planeswalkers. This is all you can really hope for this deck. So let's hope for the best. A swamp. Thoughtseize. Okay, well, our hand's going to be broken up a little bit, but even taking one of these cards, our hand's pretty good. Like, this hand isn't reliant on one card in particular. It's just a strong hand. Take the Scrounger. Take the Scrounger. All right, Heart of Kieran gone. So it is one of our better cards, but we do have 4, you know, and that's kind of why we play 4, is because the card dies so often, and it just has to, because it's a 2-mana 4/4 flyer, that I'm okay playing extra copies. Now, last match, you know, it did kind of screw us over a little bit, but all right, did they not get the memo that Copter's banned and Mono Black is now a bad deck? Just kidding. Mono Black is still probably quite strong. Are we willing to sacrifice Bomat here? Probably. I think so. Another creature that gets into the graveyard. And more importantly, a creature that they can't send back at Teferi. So maybe we get a situation where Teferi bounce and it might not die on the crackback, but I kind of doubt it. All right, so there's a Scrounger. Wow, actually that will work then if they decide to block. I would love for them to block. We'll get in there. Yeah, I think that was a bad no attack. I don't think they want to actually block here. Now, as far as we go, I think we just want to play a Teferi and, you know, essentially sacrifice it by bouncing the Scrounger. That's okay. What we're looking for is a Gideon now. Gideon seems like it would be absolutely phenomenal. So we'll get that back. Or land. Maybe we got to play less land? Maybe 24 is too many in this kind of deck? I'm not sure. But we have been getting flooded a lot. Okay. Bloodsoaked Champion. Okay. Oh, can't block. That's right. So we're going to go with this. Bomi. We're going to go with a Thraben Inspector. Who are you going to call Inspector Thraben? All right, then we're going to get in there. Likely a Fatal Push coming from them. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't play Scrounger. It's just a better creature. Yep. Nothing we're going to do about that. Except exile the top card, and then we'll sack a clue. All right. Now, will we block with our Thraben? Not that one. We're going to take that. That can't block, so we're okay with that. They might just play Scrounger or that and another Fatal Push maybe. All right. Draw a card. Jeez, come on, deck. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, well, we'll play another Bomat. Play a Bomat, and I think we're just going to play a Canal here and get in there. We're going to get in with the team. Once again, shocking they played this instead of the Scrounger. Okay, well, we get to bring that back, so we don't care about that too much. Yeah, really weird to me. You'd think you just want to play Scrounger there. So they can't block, so they're coming in. We're going to be doing a lot of just attacking here. But, I mean, we do have the life total advantage, so I think we're ahead at the moment, but not with any help of our deck, that's for sure. Okay, and there's that Scrounger. And I like that they're just proving that, nah, Mono Black's still a good deck, y'all. All right, we'll get rid of one of these Baumies. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, here we go for 5. Now do we sacrifice Baumeister here? Probably not. Maybe we have to. Like, we still have lethal. And if they just kill Scrounger in our combat, we're just dead. So how confident are we? We have a spell in here. I mean, something like Gideon would just be great. I kind of want to do it. All right. Talk myself into it. I'm just trying to play around a Fatal Push because a Fatal Push is so bad. All right. Finally. Hit a spell. All right. So Gideon, make a 2/2. And now they're forced to either attack Gideon and we can just say, okay, it dies if they attack it with everything, or they kill it, or they go face. Who knows here? We're going to see. Just everything at Gideon, we have to let it die then. But now we just bought... That Gideon was just a time walk here. So I really like the Baumeister play there, just for the tempo we just gained. And yeah, they're just like, okay, yeah, I can't beat that now. And we had another Gideon to emblem on top. Let's go. All right, well, with no help from our deck, we barely squawked that out. But now we got these cards. These are the kind of cards I'm really expecting to be insane against Mono Black, but obviously Mono Black wasn't necessarily a deck, so... But we do have just a lot of ways to deal with creatures. We'll transform a bit, because Teferi Time Reveler is quite bad, and the Royal Scions are not that great either. It might be a little weird to just take out the Royal Scions, but it might be correct. And then our Heart of Kirans get a little worse, so I think we go like this, and just turn into like a red-white control deck on the draw. Ooh, I kind of like this, y'all. And we got great removal. You know, Deck and Stone is insane if they ever get 2 of 1 creature. Plus, our deck is still really good and aggressive here. And then we just end the game with Lyras. So, let's go. Let's go. On the plate, we might think about Teferis again. But, you know, most of the time it's just going to be a 3-mana bounce draw card. It's going to be Arrester's Admonition or whatever that card was from War of the Spark. And usually that's not good enough. So, I like this transformation against aggressive decks. But then I love the Planeswalkers of... And Gideon's still very strong. Then I love the Planeswalkers against any kind of controlling shell. Yeah, this hand's a keep. Pretty aggressive hand from our part, but we are still an aggressive deck. We're just have better removal now. Okay. Tap land, sure. Another Toolcraft Arena. Okay. We love that. That's a pretty weak start from our opponent. All right, let's get our very powerful 1-drop going. Attack for 3. We'd love to top deck something good here next turn. Otherwise, we don't have a great turn. So they could just pump. I mean, that seems really weak, but Harvester. Wow, that's good against us. A Braid off the top. Not bad, but yeah, that Harvester is going to be the real deal. All right, we'll just get our spells down, and then we'll just start Gideon embleming. Great draw, actually. I mean, you know, a Braid or something would have been obviously better, but not a bad second place here. Now we'll see how they want to approach this. So even a Gideon emblem doesn't actually get us through the Harvester. So we might just have to get in, make a creature, and wait for them to try to attack us. But regardless, Gideon here is going to be great. This is a 1/2. We're not going to fall for this trap. We'll get in, make a token. Play a little defensive. I mean, maybe do we just emblem? They could have Noxious Grasp. With the fact that they could have Noxious Grasp, it might just be correct to just emblem. And then start attacking. Alright. Talk myself into it. Still don't want to attack right now. 4/3s do not trade very well with the Harvester. But 5/4s are pretty solid against this Harvester. Wow, we did it. We did it, chat. We're still not in a great spot, but I mean, that was a lot worse than it could have been. Or that was a lot less worse than it could have been. Yep, we'll take this. Okay. They can only crew one of those. Don't play another creature that can crew. No! Alright, at least we can trade a creature for one of their Harvesters. We're getting in there now. I think we're going to need a little help from the top of the deck, but I think I'm going to get Teferi back in on the play. So they're only going to take like 4 damage this turn, and we're going to trade a Harvester for a Scrounger or a Toolcraft. So not great. I wish we had one of our Spires. All right, land, say go. So Lyra is not as good now that we know about Noxious Grasp. That is definitely trading up. Okay, they're just trying to go aggressive. Probably correct. Ouch. Okay, we need something. We need the top of the deck to help us out. It's not bad. Don't think it's good enough, but what if we just attack for 10? They could just take it. Then we can like abrade this in response. Take 7, 8, 9. I think we have to leave this back. I think we're still dead, but yeah, this doesn't pump the Spawn of Mayhem as well, giving us some gleam of hope. All right, so if we block, kill, take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we're just dead no matter what here. Well, let's see what they do. All right, we're dead. All right, that wasn't great. But Teferi on the play seems not bad. I don't know about excellent or anything, but what don't we want here? I still think Deck and Stone's pretty good. A Braid seems really needed. Pia seems nice to get 2 bodies. Could see us just taking out Scrounger. That feels a little weird. Could also see Lyra not being good enough. I'm guessing they took out Thoughtseize. So it seems like Noxious Grasp is their only answer to it, but could still be a problem. Yeah, maybe we want this. Maybe we'll trim on a Gideon. Lava Coil seems okay. Magma Spray also just maybe seems okay. Maybe on the play, Magma Spray is not as needed. It just seems like a really good card. Take out a couple Toolcrafts. I just think it might be a little slow against them. We'll see how this works. Okay. I mean, this is a hand. This is a keeper. Need a little help from the top of the deck, but not a lot. So we can just go Toolcraft, sack the Clue if we wanted. Or get Hard in play if it looks like we're going to be able to actually activate it. Our opponent is mulliganing down to 6 so far. All right, keeping their 6. Tool Crafty. Still just a great card. Or Thraben, excuse me. All right, that is a reason to play Heart of Kirin. All right, do we want to block? Would we block? I think so. I think we would. Gutter Bones doesn't come back that often. Okay. We will take that. All right, that's pretty good as well, but I think, well, it could be Teferi tick up. Nah, just get Pia down. Crew and start going to town. Even though we are at a life point disadvantage, our hand suggests, you know, we kind of want to attack here. Now this could be like a spawn or something, and that's where, you know, we get to just Teferi bounce, or we could just lava coil it. Okay. Okay. Now Teferi tick up is looking pretty good because Fatal Push is something they likely have, and this protects that insanely well. Gideon also could just be an insane play, but I think I want to get Teferi down first. See what they do. If they have Fatal Push, they're put to a real decision right now. And they do. They totally do. You don't pause this long unless you totally have it. Now, this is going to protect our Heart of Kirin constantly. Now, we could bounce as well and then crew with this. I don't like that as much. We're going to tick up. I'm going to crew. Kind of like just attacking with everything. Because then we can crew on the backswing, block. It takes 2. And then it's going to go to 1. And then sure, they can Fatal Push it post-combat, but that's fine. All right, then we'll say go. Teferi and Heart of Kirin at shutting down spot removal is disgusting. Well, now we just get to crew a bunch of times. So we can counter this Swift End. I mean, not counter, it's still destroying it, but now if they have Fatal Push as well, that kind of sucks, but what can you do? Now we could just go Gideon Emblem and attack for 5. And they're kind of at a chump block position. Or we go Gideon and make a 2-2 and just attack with just the Thopter and play a little defense. I mean, they only have 1 card, so if it's Noxious Grasp, sure. Well, okay, let's think this out, because if we go Gideon Emblem attack for 5, sure, they might block, and that's whatever, but then we have next turn 7 total damage coming in, so even if they were to destroy one of the creatures, we're likely in a pretty good spot here. Plus, we have Pia's ability to, like, sack a clue and get through. All right, we're going to Emblem. We're forcing the pain. Now, Harvester even doesn't do it with Pia is still in play. So, yeah, they take 2. So now with Bomat, we get to still present lethal through a blocker. Okay. Now, a removal spell does stop us from winning, like, a Fatal Push. That's not enough. That's game. That's not enough. All right. We're going to finish this off right. Lava Coil. And Bomat. 7 damage. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We did it. Well, you know, 2-1, not bad for our brew. I think this deck is awesome. Sure, there's some fine tweaking to do, but I'm going to talk about all the decisions and why I chose to play certain cards here in the deck tech. So stay tuned if you want to get a little more in-depth look here at Jeskai vehicles. We'll see you there. And welcome to the deck tech, y'all, with Jeskai vehicles here. All right. So, 2-1, not bad. The blue-white deck, it felt a little rough. You know, there's definite cards that we could have to make it better. The first thing that comes to mind is Mystical Dispute. That was a card I was already really questioning instead of like Spell Pierce, where most of the spells I want to counter are blue anyways. So Mystical Dispute, I think, would just be a strict upgrade there and would have helped us a lot. You know, they have Imperial Angel, Spell Queller, all this stuff where Spell Pierce was not doing us any favors, to say the least. So I would make that change moving forward in the sideboard, and yeah, we'll move from there. So let's talk about the mana base first. I chose 24 lands, and we got a little flooded sometimes, so maybe we could go down to 23, but I don't want to go much lower than that because you still want to be curving into your spells. A lot of your spells draw cards like Droppin Inspector, Teferi, or Royal Scion, and Bomat even. So honestly, making your land drops is important, but maybe I could see 23, maybe cutting this Battlefield Forge. This was the last land that I added. 4 Hallowed Fountain, 4 Inspiring Vantage, 4 Foundry, 4 Canal, 4 Spire of Industry. I think those are stock. And then we have a Steam Vent, Plains, and a Battlefield Forge, which I'm iffy about. I definitely want Plains as the basic land in the deck for Droppin Inspector, for Toolcraft, as well as just for Field of Ruins, you know, Assassin's Trophy. Any of those effects that search a land and not having basics is troublesome in that regard. So then we'll get to our 1-drops here. Droppin Inspector, Toolcraft Exemplar, and Bomat Courier. You know, kind of the 1-drops we saw in Mardu vehicles, that was kind of my inspiration for this deck. All of them kind of serve a purpose. Droppin Inspector makes a clue to help with Toolcraft, as well as Bomat helping with the artifact count, and Toolcraft just being insane. It's just being a beast. If you ever go like Toolcraft into Heart of Kieran's into the Royal Scions, like, Jesus. They're taking 9 damage on turn 3, and they took 3 on turn 2. So that's 12 damage on turn 3. That lines up for an easy turn 4 kill with given the right draw. So then we'll go with Heart of Kieran. This is one thing that I'm unsure of if it should be 4 or 3. And after playing some of the games, I think we can probably go to 3. It's such a phenomenal card, but drawing 2 feels so bad. So with that being the case, I probably want to go to 3. One thing I wanted to mention about the mana base, if we don't just get rid of Battlefield Forge, I think it should be a Mana Confluence, because the black for Scrounger is actually quite relevant. And I think 5 sources is pretty good. So maybe let's either go to 23 land and still turn this Steam Vent into a Mana Confluence, or stay at 24 lands and turn this Battlefield Forge into a Mana Confluence. So make that change moving forward. I learned a lot even as I played these 3 rounds and just theorizing and thinking about the deck all day because I was really hyped to play this Droppin Baums. Then Abrade is our removal of choice. It's our only removal spell, which is a bit of a problem. You know, if our opponent lands something like Kalitas, like we're just left with just bouncing it with Teferi, which could be a problem, but we are still a proactive, aggressive deck, so we don't necessarily want to clunk up our deck with removal here. So I think we're in a rough spot when it comes to that. We also have Pia to get through it, which is okay. Royal Scions to go over the top of it. It's fine. So, Planeswalkers. Teferi and the Royal Scions are the choices here. I could also see this deck going the Teamer route, but then you lose Gideon, Toolcraft, and Thraben, but you gain Oko, which is another high loyalty Planeswalker, and then you get Gilded Goose as your 1-drop. I think that's reasonable as well. I'm sure there's other things that we would get going green-blue, stuff like that. But for now, I think this is good. I don't think losing those cards is worth it. Plus, our sideboard in white is absolutely phenomenal. Like, Solemnity for all these ramp token, ramp or Hardened Scales kind of decks is really good. I think Lyra proved her chops quite well. Deck and Stone I haven't seen be great. So we'll further investigation will do this. And then Pia Nalar here, it's a good 3-drop. And then for Gideon as just a Planeswalker that's unbelievably good. I still think Gideon just deserves a 4 of slot if you're playing this, Gideon, make a 2/2, crew with Heart of Curing, still very powerful. So the main deck I think is really good right now. Sure, there could be cases made for individual changes, but overall the core I really like. We talked about our white cards. We talked about our blue cards a little bit. I do think these should be mystical disputes. Because most of the blue cards you want to counter are non-creature spells anyways, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. And then the Lava Coil Magma Spray numbers I like because I want some ways to deal with creatures, but in no way, shape, or form do I think 2 Lava Coil, 2 Magma Spray is correct. It's probably more correct to play 4 of one or the other, and only the metagame reshaping will tell that. Or, it could be Anger, which I don't like that because it kills a lot of our stuff. Could be Flame Sweep, but once again, kills a decent amount of our stuff. Stuff like that, we just have to wait for a metagame to shape. So I really wanted this to just be good against the wide spectrum of thing, and I think I accomplished that. And I think this deck is really good, really fun for sure, and something I recommend you picking up to try at your next Pioneer event. All right, everybody, that is going to be it for this week's Dropping Bombs. I can't say for sure what we're going to be doing next week, but more than likely some more Pioneer. I think Pioneer is sweet right now. It's something I want to explore. I want to keep building new decks while everything's new. Sure, we might find some cool decks over the weekend's tournament or whatever, but I really want to keep exploring stuff. And if you want to watch more exploration from yours truly, I do some streaming as well. Head over to CoreyB_MTG. I'm going to be streaming this deck the next couple days, as well as building other stuff. So feel free to do that if you want a little bit more content. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we will see you next week for more Droppin' Bombs action. Bye-bye.